My name is Iffany. Tiffany without the T is how I always introduce myself. People get confused. I'm a senior at Boston University in the College of Arts and Sciences, studying economics and environmental analysis and policy. Yeah, I started as a sociology major actually. Still don't know what that means, but I really liked the environment side of sociology. And I had that interest earlier on in high school, just taking AP environmental science. So then I decided to try out some environment classes and then ended up with environmental analysis and policy. And then later on added the econ major because I really like the intersection between the two. And then I like the applications of econ in the real world. So being able to pair them together, I feel like really matches like my passion and my personal interests with applications. So BU Closet, I founded my freshman year fall semester actually. It's free, sustainable, accessible clothing swaps. So we call it BU Shared Closet, where anyone is welcome, anyone and everyone, to come and pick out clothing for free. And yeah, the whole idea of it is that there's so much overconsumption on campus and in the world, but specifically on campus, being able to mitigate the waste that we have when we overconsume and just cycle clothing right back into the community. That's the whole premise that BU Closet is based off of. Yeah, so we played around with, keeping a physical space, a permanent physical space that was, BU's closet. But we ultimately decided to do events, kind of running clothing swaps. We do one about once a month on average. And the reason why we decided to do that was because it's a great opportunity for everyone to come together and, have a community event in person rather than having just like a closet space people can come and go, which, that has its pros too. But being able to see everyone come together and everyone kind of like donating clothes, picking out clothes, trying on clothes together. I feel like that community aspect of BU Closet is what really, makes us such a, I would say, inclusive and vibrant community. But yeah, how it works is we do drives throughout the semester, and then we do a swap about once a month. So all the clothing that we get from drives go straight to our swaps. And then the swap, we just have, our marketing team put out all of that. We have our outreach team work to partner with different organizations. And then our events team puts on the actual swap itself. And then we have, people coming to volunteer, people coming to take photos. Yeah, it's really cool to see all the moving parts come together at a swap. Yeah. Yeah, so starting out freshman fall, yeah, it was just me and one of my friends from class. And, the only resources we had was a bin that my roommate had. And that was our clothing drive bin. So it was one of the storage bins, like a typical move-in storage bin. So I put that outside of my dorm and posted on the group me and on my Instagram story. And then I had texted my RA to help me advertise it to the other RAs so they could spread it to the floors in Kilachon Hall. But yeah, I had that bin out. I had a big piece of poster paper and some paint, and I wrote KHC clothing drive. And yeah, I guess like with limited resources, that's what we were able to come up with. But we were able to get a decent amount of clothing donations from that. And then now, in contrast to that, went from like a 2-person team to now we have an 11-person executive board. And then we have 50 other members who are actively on teams that help out in the swaps. So we have a huge team, and we all do such different things. Now we're able to expand like our media presence. We're able to expand our outreach across campus, and we've been able to partner with so many different organizations. Organizations I never thought would even like recognize BU Closet, I guess. So we've partnered with BU Sustainability, BU Student Government, BU Pride. We've even partnered with the BU Medical Campus twice now. We do every Earth Day every year. What other cool ones? We've done BU UNICEF. We're doing it with a few frats. We've done Epsilon Eta, DSP, APO. So yeah, a lot of different collaborations that have really come out through the past year. So just like a growing community is the biggest thing I think that I've been able to see. And then at the swaps itself, we get, we average from anywhere between 200 to 500 people. And then with that, so many more clothing being donated and so much more clothing being swapped, which is great to see. And then earlier when I said that, I could name everyone in the room, now people are coming and I don't even know how they heard about it, how they found us, but I'm like really glad that they were able to. So I've always been aware of it. I have had friends who are super involved in it and have definitely supported from afar. But what really got us more involved was the vice president of BU Closet, Hannah Martin. She did a program at Innovate over the summer and really connected with all the faculty involved. She connected with all her peers. She's still really good friends with all of them. So she spoke very highly in general of Innovate, and then kind of brought to us like, guys, we should kind of use this resource and see what we can do with Innovate, see what we can do at Innovate even. So our big plan with the money right now, I think, is to put it into our Earth Day swap. So our Earth Day swap is probably the biggest one that we always do every single year. So we swap the most amount of clothing, and we also have the most amount of people come. And an issue that we've kind of run into is that with a lot of people coming, we want to like make sure there's enough clothing for everyone, and we also want to make sure there's a big enough space, and we also want kind of like a little bit of branding and legitimacy with the event, just so people know that this is something that exists, is something they can come back to. So we're hoping to really put the money into making the event the best event that it can be. So obviously more clothing racks and more hangers to be able to accommodate the more clothing that we have. But yeah, just being able to like go really hone in on making a really good event and a really lasting legacy.